Become a part of one of the fastest growing Magic the Gathering communities today, Heroes and Legends. Check out the description below to see 2 ways to support the channel. The first is Patreon, where you can get an exclusive Heroes and Legends Classic Art token. See our Patreon page for full details. Or you can explore our Amazon affiliate store, which collects and organizes some of the best MTG deals on Amazon. If you make any purchases from any Amazon sellers through these links, a small percentage will come back to support the channel. Thank you to everyone that makes this channel and its content possible. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and today we have more Amonkhet Masterpieces or Invocations to take a look at. And this is kind of part 2 to yesterday's video, so if you haven't watched yesterday's video, I definitely check that one out. We went over the first 15 masterpieces that were revealed by Wizards. Today we have 10 more. There's still 5 to see, and I'm assuming those are going to be the 5 gods that they haven't revealed yet because they're actually in the regular Amonkhet product. We'll probably see those next week or the week after. However, today we have a lot of new stuff to take a look at, so I want to jump in. Also, aside from these 10, we also did get one common card that was previewed, and I want to show it to you because it's actually pretty good. Here it is. It's Miasma Mummy. It costs a black and 1. It's a zombie jackal 2/2. When this enters the battlefield, each player discards a card. So first off, from a limited point of view, as well as possibly a standard point of view, depending on how powerful Embalm is in the format, like this is a great enabler for those Embalm strategies. Secondly, 2 casting cost spell that's also going to let me not only throw something I might want in my graveyard, and it could potentially disrupt my opponent's hand a little bit too. Feels like it even could potentially see modern play in the right circumstances. And it's a common, very interesting card. I think a lot of people overlooked it yesterday because of all the swirl around the masterpieces, the invocations, but I did want to point it out. Now, before we get into the rest of the masterpieces today, I do want to point out too, the background art that you see here is from Noah Bradley, and Wizards released this art today. This is the same art that we saw on the card that was showing up in some packs of Modern Masters 2017. We did a video on that about a week ago, or a little over a week ago now. We weren't sure if it was real or fake. Well, they showed us the art, so it appears to be real. We'll talk more about that later in the week or next week, I'm sure, as those cards are revealed. But for now, let's get into today's masterpieces. We're going to start off with Austere Command, and the value you see on the right side, just like yesterday's video, will be the cheapest available foil as of today. So not the actual command price itself or anything like that, but if I was to go out and try to find the existing foil, this is the cheapest version. Now, Austere Command is actually a pretty good inclusion, I think, to this, because I felt like this is a card that a lot of Commander players like to play if you're trying to find an interesting or different version of the card. I'll talk more about that in just a second. This is a possibility. It was, of course, from Lorwyn. That's where the only foil exists, and that's from Lorwyn at $32.84. It has been reprinted in a supplemental product, but of course no foil attached. In yesterday's video, I did talk about the aesthetics of the card because there is a lot of controversy around the aesthetics. I don't want to go into all that again, but if you want to hear my thoughts on how the cards and the cardboard are actually looks, definitely check out yesterday's video. Next, we have Containment Priest. This is an awesome legacy and vintage card. Great sideboard card to deal with a lot of the shenanigans that could happen in those formats. This is the first time in foil. This is from Commander 2014. It has not yet seen a reprint until now. So I have a feeling this is actually going to be a pretty spendy foil once this actually comes out, just due to the fact that I can see a lot of legacy players wanting to pick up the only foil option of this card. Next, we have Daze, and this was reprinted most recently in Eternal Masters. The foil for that one will run you about $15.94 currently. The art on this card, though, is beautiful. This looks incredible. I can't wait to see what this will actually look like in foil. And this is a card that, again, has a lot of uses. Pauper, it's very popular in those Delver decks, not to mention Legacy Delver decks, and a whole bunch of other control-style decks in formats like Pauper, Legacy, and Vintage. Next, we have Divert. This is a card that does see a little bit of legacy play in Grixis Delver decks, but for the most part, it's kind of an obscure card to a lot of players. It has never been reprinted. It's originally from Odyssey, and if you want to pick up a foil, you're going to have to go to Odyssey and spend about $17.95 right now. Next, we have Spell Pierce, and this was just reprinted in Modern Masters 2017, so you can get a foil of this relatively cheap at $7.15 currently. Now, this card sees a ton of play, not only in Modern, but also Legacy. Great control card out of sideboards. Stifle, one of my favorite cards to play on this list. A lot of times players do not play around this card. It's a great legacy control card, and it was in the first conspiracy. You can pick up foils there for about $17.14 right now. Attrition. Very unique card. Now, this was originally from Urza's Destiny. It did show up in a supplemental product, but it has never gotten another foil reprinting. So if you want a foil, you have to go all the way back to Urza's Destiny. $33.38 currently. This sees a little bit of fringe legacy play sometimes in those bridge from below style decks, but for the most part, this is a commander card. Next, we have Diabolic Intent, another kind of obscure one. This is from Plane Shift. It's never been reprinted. It does see a little bit of legacy play in a Lauren deck sometimes, but this one, if you want to pick up that Plane Shift foil, is going to run you over $70 right now. Entomb. Now, this was reprinted recently in Eternal Masters. However, you can pick up a slightly cheaper version by a few dollars if you go and get the Graveborn foil version from the Graveborn Premium Deck series, which some of you may remember that product from a number of years ago, but it was an all-foil reanimation deck that they sold, basically. So, it's not too expensive at $14.99, but this is a great card, obviously, for legacy reanimation decks. And finally, our last card of the day, another one that's never seen a reprint, Aggravated Assault from Onslaught. If you want that Onslaught foil, it's going to run you about $23.70 right now. And this card doesn't really see a whole lot of competitive play necessarily, more of a commander card than anything else. Alright, one last quick thing I wanted to throw in before we wrap up today. This actually, I stumbled upon at the last minute. But Wizards did reveal a couple cards that we've already seen in their promo version, but this time we get to see them in their Amonkhet version. This is Trueheart Duelist and Glorybringer. I won't go into the details about these cards today because we talked about them in a previous video, so check the playlist out if you'd like to hear my thoughts on these cards. But the main reason I wanted to show them to you, not only just to see the Amonkhet version, but also because the flavor text in Glorybringer tells us the name of perhaps the Red God. It looks like it may be Hezeret. So that's pretty interesting when it comes to maybe speculating on what the names of the gods are based on the holes that are left in the Masterpiece checklist. Now, having said that, I do have some more content lined up for this week. Definitely check that out. On Friday, Wizards will be doing another article. If there's any relevant information about Amonkhet in there, I'll definitely do a recap video for you. Official spoilers begin on Monday. So Monday through Friday, we will have recap and analysis videos for the daily spoilers, and that will, of course, continue into the next week as well. But until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.